The blackout continues. Theft, pipes bursting from the cold, and biting frost have become everyday realities in parts of Berlin. On January 5th, 2026, the city's southwestern districts were plunged into a crisis previously associated mainly with disaster movies. Tens of thousands of households were suddenly cut off from electricity, heating, and hot water. The city has literally frozen. Forecasts predict nighttime temperatures dropping to -9 degrees Celsius, and the blackout is still ongoing.
Streets are shrouded in darkness, elevators are not working, and transport has been partially paralyzed. Residents are trying to survive successive freezing nights, improvising in conditions for which a modern city was unprepared. Without electricity, pumps and heating controls do not function, leaving even coal or pellet-heated apartments cold. Energy providers say power may return as early as Thursday, but the consequences of the outage will be felt much longer.
In some places, Berlin looks like a partially abandoned city. Those who could have gone to stay with family or friends in districts where the power grid is still functioning. Many residents have found temporary shelter in community centers, civic halls, and parishes. In Zellendorf, dozens of camp beds have been set up in the town hall. Despite this, some people have chosen to remain in their apartments, even as indoor temperatures drop to around 10 degrees Celsius.
The most difficult situation affects families with small children, the elderly, the sick, and those requiring constant care. For many of them, leaving their homes is not an option. There is also growing fear that the city's critical infrastructure could be destroyed so easily. These concerns particularly affect people who are lonely or in difficult financial situations, although the sense of danger is now felt by almost everyone.
A lack of electricity means not only cold, but also real material losses. In unheated buildings, pipes freeze and burst under the pressure of ice. Once power is restored, this results in flooded apartments, costly repairs, and long-term problems with damp and mold. Experts urge residents to insulate installations, limit living space to one room, ventilate apartments sensibly, and use makeshift heat sources with extreme caution. Any mistake when using candles or camping stoves can result in a fire or carbon monoxide poisoning.
Darkness in abandoned properties have also contributed to a rise in crime. Police report an increase in burglaries in unattended apartments. Non-functioning alarms and the lack of lighting make it easier for gangs to operate. Officers are urging vigilance while residents try to simulate occupancy, secure their belongings, and use battery-powered lighting.
Despite the chaos, solidarity is also visible across the city. Aid points in parishes and community centers have become places of support and shelter. Volunteers distribute hot meals, drinks, blankets, and offer overnight accommodation. At the Emmaus Parish in the Uncle Tom's Hut district, donations of food and beverages have been coming in since the morning, and volunteer lists are filled several days in advance. For many, this is not only material support, but also a sense of community and security.
According to security services, the blackout is the result of sabotage. The far-left group Vulcan has claimed responsibility for an attack on a gas power plant in the Lichterfelde district. Cables were allegedly deliberately destroyed using incendiary materials. 2/3 of the 45,000 affected households were still without power after 2 days. Experts emphasize that the attack posed a real threat to human life, especially in hospitals and care facilities.
Authorities say electricity should return on Thursday, but the effects of the blackout will remain with residents for a long time. Damaged infrastructure, financial losses, trauma, and the loss of a sense of security have become a brutal reminder of how fragile everyday life in a modern city is. For Berlin, it is also a clear signal that protecting critical infrastructure must become one of the highest priorities.